How many of us enjoy going out to eat all the time and spending our money on things like the newest iPhones or the newest cars each and every year, and realizing how good it feels to spend that money? But the thing you might know about that is that the more money you spend now on things that you don't really need, the more you're costing yourself in future retirement money. So my presentation is on why opening a Roth IRA is important to college students. And while I'm only 19 years old, I've had a Roth IRA since I was 18, so for the past 2 years. And I have been contributing consistently to it, just $25 a week of my paycheck into it. And in the last 2 years, I've made over 14%, which equated to about $600 I made just investing it in there and letting it sit there, versus a traditional savings account, which I've probably made like 30 cents in the last 2 years. So the benefits of why you should open a Roth IRA and invest in it is the concept of the time value of money, which means that we as people have all these years to save, and the earlier we start investing and saving and putting it into a Roth IRA, the more time we have to make money off of that compounded interest, and we will be able to set ourselves up with healthy retirement accounts by the time we're 65 or 59 and a half or whatever age you want to retire at. So this is important because with the rising cost of healthcare and the stagnant wages in the U.S., it's important for people to gain the knowledge of what Roth IRAs are exactly and why you should open one up and take advantage of the many benefits that it offers you, so you can ensure that you're able to retire living your best life and you don't fall into the trend of the 38% of retirees who have less than $50,000 saved for retirement. So, since Roth IRAs are a specific account that differ from a 401k or from stocks, it's important to know what a Roth IRA is in the first place. On the website The Motley Fool, which is a financial services company that provides investment advice for investors, the article 18 jaw-dropping stats about retirement says that about 24% of workers and 21% of retirees have less than $1,000 saved for retirement. 55% of workers in general and 38% of retirees have less than $50,000 saved, which, when you plan on retiring and living off the money you have saved and you only have $50,000, that's maybe a year's amount of wages for most people. So most people aren't going to be able to live off of that. And with the rising cost of everything, you will not be able to survive and you'll have to rely on other people. So our retirement account, Roth IRA retirement account, is funded with post-tax income. It isn't an investment itself, but the account can be funded through companies like Vanguard or Ally, where you can choose from stocks, bonds, or mutual funds and determine how much your account can grow by. There's a limit of $5,500 on contributions you can put in each year, and any money you put in is taxed right away. So when you hit 59 and a half years old, which is the legal age you can withdraw any money from the account, you will be withdrawing it completely tax-free, and the money will grow completely tax-free, versus a 401k when you get taxed on all that growth after the 40 or 50 or however many years you have it in there for. So the benefits of why the time value of money is the most important tool that will help you and grow your account over the next 40 or 60 years is that it's the idea that you can have bigger potential earning capacity. So money now is worth more than money in the future unless it's invested. So the more years that you are able to put money into your Roth IRA, that means that the more compound interest you'll be gaining. So longer money invested equals more gains. And in the story of two savers right here, it shows that Saver A spends his money partying for 8 years and opens an account. So he starts later than this person right here, and he puts in money from 26 through 65. He contributes 72 grand, and he comes out with 1.7 million. But Saver B right here only puts in $14.4 thousand for this 7-year time period, and he doesn't invest anything else, but he comes out with over $2.2 million. So he's made over almost $500,000 more. He's invested in way less time, but because of the time value of money and the amount of time that he's had to compound his investments without waiting too late, he's able to make completely way more money, which is where a Roth IRA really benefits you, because all that money is going to grow tax-free. And here's another chart where you can see Susan invests $5,000 from 25 to 35. She comes out with $602,000. Bill invests $500,000 between 35 and 65. He invests 3 times as much money, but only makes $540,000. So he makes $60,000 less, and it took him an extra 20 years to do. But if you're like Chris and you start earlier at 25 and you go all the way through 65, he made the exact same amount of money as Susan and Bill combined. So that just shows you, if you start early at 25 and you continue throughout your life till you're older, you won't even invest that much money, but you have such a high time value of money that your earnings can compound, that it can really make a difference in your life. And that's really important, again, with the rise in healthcare and medical costs for older people. And this is just another chart that explains it. Starting at age 15, your balance at age 70 would be $3.4 million. Age 25, $1.7 million. Age 35, $863,000. So you can see, the older that you get, the less time your money has to work for you and to compound. So the benefits of investing in the Roth IRA: withdraw all contributions. It's ideal for young and low-income workers. You're never forced to withdraw. There's no impact on financial aid for you, which is really important for us college kids, because you don't want it to, affect your financial aid or anything. And according to Matthew Malone in What is a Roth IRA article, that's why it makes it an ideal savings vehicle for young and lower income workers, because you won't miss that upfront tax deduction, and you'll have decades of tax-free compounding growth. So those. The negatives of the Roth IRA, there actually are negatives. It's limited to contributions, which is $5,500 a year. Earnings are taxed when withdrawn early, so you'll incur a 10% penalty, which is a contribution penalty. And if you contribute over the $5,500 a year, you'll owe a penalty to the IRS. So Vanguard reported that about 2%, or Vanguard is a big investing firm. That's who I invest with for my Roth IRA. And they report that about 2% of Roth IRA contributors over the last 5 years have been people younger than 20, which is a really minuscule amount considering how important compound growth is and how important a Roth IRA itself is. And with the knowledge of how Roth IRAs work and the benefit to compound interest, we can improve the number for the better, and we can make it easier on ourselves to have a stronger retirement plan, because nobody wants to grow old in the first place, but you also don't want to grow old and be broke because you don't have enough money for savings. You, like the picture shows, want to be with your family, retired on a nice comfy beach. You don't want to have to rely on your family at all and your kids. You want to be completely self-sufficient, and with the trend and the way things are going in the country and the financial mindset of most people, there isn't a lot of upside for that, and there's not as many people investing as they should be in their retirement. So I hope you realize the benefits of opening a Roth IRA and investing in one, and I hope you begin contributing and investing as soon as possible.